Are you serious?
Hello, welcome to How to Kill an Hour. This is one of our wonderful episodes. In fact, this one is actually Puntastic. This is where Sean and I gather jokes that you have sent in to us and give them back out to you. Share them with our community. Speaking of community, thanks to all of those that are following us on Facebook, Instagram. Indeed. We've got a Facebook group. Thanks to all those that are on Twitter, or I'm not calling it what the new thing is, and TikTok as well. TikTok's getting there as well. I'm getting a little bit of growth on TikTok too. Yeah. Thank you very much, man. And we will be finding new ways to deliver comedy to you as well very soon. All I can say is keep listening. Thanks for everyone who's been showing us love. Getting a lot of love. I did promise we would shout them out, and we will, just not today though, because Sean, we've got some jokes that need telling. It is time for us to step into
punishment.
This is
I'm not gonna lie, this is probably my favourite section. I'm just putting out there.
Oh, is it?
I
not the bit where we get to talk as mates or anything like that. Sean's like, nah, man, just run me some jokes.
Yeah, no, obviously not.
Yeah.
I like to see what I want to see what people send in. It's always intrigues me because everyone's got such different tastes.
I mean, there's some
awful ones.
Some ones and I'm like, whoa, okay. Like I kind of want to do this show for a little while.
Or it's after dark.
Yeah. It's like, this is the joke that we'll do on a version of the show where we don't press record.
Can we do Let's Get Cancelled?
Yeah, the last episode that we ever do.
Last Get Cancelled episode.
Yeah.
We've already we've just titled it. I titled it. You won't be part of that.
Like when I want to get a new vocation and I don't want to be a presenter anymore, I think that's what I'll do. Like, do you know when bruv, it's so deep that you walk into work and then the boss goes to you like, yo, just want to have a little conversation with you in the office. Just want to know what you think of this. And they spin around the computer and press play and we're like, oh shit. Anyway. Okay, let's get into it.
Okay.
Right, this is from Iris Lowe and saying, this is one of my favourite jokes given that I'm a dental anesthesiologist. Thank you very much for removing pain from our life, Iris. A man goes to a female dentist to have a tooth extracted. She pulls out a large syringe to give him a shot of anesthesia. No, wait, no needles, he shouts. So she starts to whip out the nitrous oxide and the man says, no, I can't have laughing gas either. Just the thought of having a mask on my face makes me claustrophobic. She then asks the patient if he has any objections to taking a pill. The man responds, nope, I'm fine with pills. So the dentist gives him 2 little blue pills and he immediately swallows them. What are those, he asks. Viagra pills, she calmly replies. I'll be damned, said the man. I didn't know Viagra was a painkiller. No, it isn't, says the dentist, but it'll give you something to hold on to when I pull your tooth. Thank you, Iris.
Oi, can I just put it out there? There was some trickier words in that. You just flew through that. I'm like,
oh god.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying. I was. Oh
god.
I was about to say quietly impressed, but I was outwardly.
Yeah, it's the opposite of quiet. That's it. It's done now for the day.
This is from. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do one. I've got one that's from a co-worker of mine called D. Shout out to you, D. I've heard this one before, but I hadn't heard it for a while. Okay. Why did the little girl fall off the swing?
I don't know. Why did the little girl fall off the swing?
She had no arms. I'm not going to lie, it's a Ricky Gervais one. That leads on to a terrible Ricky Gervais one afterwards. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, the second part of that joke I will show you afterwards.
Yeah.
Definitely is going to go in the cancel us last episode bit.
Let's get cancelled. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, John, I'm going to do the second. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the one from here.
All right, cool.
Yeah. All right. This one is from Neil Byrne in.
I think it's Niall.
Is it Niall?
Yeah.
Sorry,
with 2 L's.
Niall. Sorry, no. From Niall Byrne in Dublin. Johnny. Oh, is it little Johnny? So it's just Johnny. It's just Johnny. Right.
Who knows? Do you reckon this is Johnny Senior?
Oh,
future Johnny.
Johnny has been unemployed for years and finds an ad in a paper. Turkey wanker wanted. Sounds a bit sketchy, so he calls up and asks specifically what the role entails. The voice on the phone says, you wank the turkeys until they're just about to come and then cut their throat. Keeps them fresh for Christmas. 10 quid per turkey. Johnny agrees as he needs the money. Next day, he's there with his gloves and apron on, and in comes the first truck. The first turkey off says, gobble, gobble. Johnny turns to it and angrily says, fuck off, you'll get a wank like the rest. That is a great one. My guy.
Oh man. Thanks for I like
I think that is a great
little
one.
Johnny. That's a good one. That's a good one. Right. A mum visits her son for dinner who lives with a girl as a roommate. During the meal, his mum couldn't help but notice how pretty his roommate was. She had long been suspicious of a relationship between the two, and this had only made her more curious. Over the course of the evening, while watching the two interact, she started to wonder if there was something more between him and his roommate. Reading the mum's thoughts, her son volunteered, "Look, I know what you must be thinking, but I assure you, we are just roommates." About a week later, his roommate came to him saying, "Ever since your mother came to dinner, I've been unable to find the silver plate. You don't suppose your mother took it, do you?" He replied, "I doubt it, but I'll email her just to be sure." He sat down and started typing, "Dear Mum, after your dinner visit, a silver plate has been missing. I'm not saying that you took the silver plate from my house, and I'm not saying that you didn't, but the fact remains that it's still missing. Love, your son." Several days later, he received an email from his mother which read, "Dear son, I'm not saying that you sleep with your roommate, nor am I saying that you don't sleep with her, but the fact remains that if she was sleeping in her own bed, she would have found the silver plate by now. Under her pillow. Love, Mum."
Mumsy knows. Oh dear, oh dear. Alright. Don't know who this one's from. Didn't let us know. While travelling in unfamiliar territory, a lawyer ran a stop sign and got pulled over by a small town sheriff. The lawyer thinks for a minute and decides that he can talk himself out of a ticket. After all, he assumes he is much better educated than the southern sheriff. The sheriff asks for his license and registration. "What for?" asked the lawyer. The sheriff responds, "You didn't come to a complete stop at the stop sign." The lawyer says, "I slowed down and no one was coming." "You still didn't come to a complete stop. License and registration, please." The sheriff counted impatiently. The lawyer then suggests, "I'll tell you what. If you can show me the legal difference between slowing down and stopping, I'll give you my license and registration and write me a ticket. If not, you let me go." The sheriff agrees. "Yeah, that sounds fair. Please exit your vehicle." The lawyer steps out of his car and the sheriff starts beating him with his baton. Then after a few licks, the sheriff bends down, leans over the cowering lawyer and says, "Do you want me to stop or just slow down?"
Funny and also true. Probably, yeah, it's happened, bruv. It's probably happened as well. No, it has happened. It's a good point, though, isn't it?
It is.
A man from Texas is vacationing in Mexico and spends his day roaming around taking in the sights. In the evening, he goes to a fancy restaurant for dinner. As he sits there sipping his tequila, he notices a couple on the table next to him are being served a beautifully garnished dish with two gigantic meatballs in the middle. When the waiter asks him for his order, the man inquires about the meatball dish. And the waiter replies, "Ah, senor, you have excellent taste. Those are called collones de toro. They are the bull's testicles from the bullfight this morning, a real delicacy." The Texan said, "Well, what the heck? Bring me an order." The waiter replied, "Oh no, I'm sorry, senor. There's only one serving per day because there's only one bullfight each morning. If you come early tomorrow and place your order, we'll be sure to serve you the delicacy." The next morning, the man returned and placed the order. That evening, he was served the one and only special delicacy of the day. After a few bites inspecting his platter, he called the waiter over and said, "These are delicious, but they are much, much smaller than the ones I saw yesterday." The waiter shrugged his shoulders and said, "Si, senor. Sometimes the bull wins." It's a classic, that one.
I did this one a little while back.
Yeah.
I did that one a little bit. As soon as you started it, I was like, I remember this one.
Reason I told this, and you don't have to answer this, neither do I, is after we got sent this, my question to you both, would you eat testicles? Is what's put at the end of the joke.
I mean, if I could choose, I'd probably go with no.
Given the choice, no.
Yeah.
Also, that is a very broad description of the product. You've not said the animal it's coming from. You've not said whether it's a cooked state or not. You're not telling us any information. I mean, it's all no's anyway, right? For me, basically, I'm saying no, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you. But just saying to someone like raw, that's like if I'm honest, if I had a pack of conversation starters, that would probably be at the bottom of the pile. "Hi, I'm Marcus. Would you eat testicles?" What? Yeah, but what do you drink it? Yeah, HR. Yeah.
You're not going to buy me dinner first.
Yeah.
I would.
I got a funny joke about it.
I would. I would say that actually, on the grand scheme of things, if it was like Fear Factor or something like that, you know, that kind of show, I would probably rather eat like a cooked testicle if it had some good sauce and flavour than some other,
like the live light cheese and stuff like that. Like not light cheese, the live.
I love light cheese.
They look like light cheese. They're live, large lavas, like the grubs.
Just anything like any roach or sorry. Can't shake that now.
Yeah, man.
Horrible. Right. Not sure who this one's from, but little Nancy is made an appearance.
Little Nancy.
Little Nancy was not the best student in Sunday school because she usually slept through class. One day, the teacher called on her while she was napping. Tell me, Nancy, who created the universe? When little Nancy didn't wake up, little Johnny, seated in the seat behind her, took a pin and jabbed her in the rear. God almighty, shouted little Nancy. And the teacher said, very good. Little Nancy fell right back asleep. A while later, the teacher asked Nancy, who is our Lord and Saviour? But little Nancy didn't stir from her slumber. Once again, little Johnny poked her in the butt. Jesus Christ, shouted little Nancy. And the teacher said, very good. Little Nancy fell back asleep again. Then the teacher asked little Nancy a third question. What did Eve say to Adam after she had her 23rd child? And again, little Johnny jabbed her with the pin. This time, little Nancy jumped out of her seat and shouted, if you stick that damn thing in me one more time, I'll break it in half.
Little Johnny confidently walks into a pharmacy and asks the pharmacist for a condom. He explains that he's been invited to his girlfriend's house for dinner and she might not have a condom. Sorry.
Just a single one.
Little Johnny confidently walks into a pharmacy and asks the pharmacist for a condom. He explains that he's been invited to his girlfriend's house for dinner and he thinks he might have a chance. The pharmacist gives him a condom. As he's leaving, little Johnny returns and asks for another condom because he thinks his girlfriend's sister is cute too and he might have a chance there as well. The pharmacist gives him a second condom. Little Johnny then asks for one more condom because he thinks his girlfriend's mum is pretty cute and she might be expecting something since she invited him for dinner in the first place. During dinner, little Johnny sits with his girlfriend on his left, the sister on the right, and the mum facing him. When the dad walks in, Johnny lowers his head and starts a long dinner prayer, thanking the Lord for all they've been given. 10 minutes pass and he's still praying, keeping his head down very close to the table. They all turn to look at each other surprised. His girlfriend is shocked, not knowing how religious her boyfriend was. His girlfriend whispers, I didn't know you were so religious. Little Johnny, with his head still at the table, turns slightly and says, I never knew your dad was a pharmacist.
Classic.
Little Johnny. Oh.
Right. 4 men are in the hospital because their wives are having babies. The nurse goes up to the first guy and says, congratulations, you're a father of twins. The man says, that's a crazy coincidence because I work for the Minnesota Twins. The nurse walks up to the second guy and says, congratulations, you're a father of triplets. The man responds, that's a crazy coincidence because I work for 3M. After that, the nurse walks over to the third guy and says, congratulations, you're the father of quadruplets. The man says, that's a crazy coincidence because I work for the Four Seasons Hotel. The nurse looks over to the last man, freaking out and banging his head against the wall. Shocked, she asks the man, what's wrong? Are you all right? The man replies, no, I'm screwed. I work for 7-Up.
Oh, that's a nice safe one, isn't it? That's a nice safe one, Jay. Right. A 17-year-old Pizza Hut worker parks a stunning Porsche on the front of his house. Where'd you get that car? His parents exclaim in shock. I bought it today, the teen says calmly. With what money? The mother demands. We know how much a Porsche costs. There's no way you could afford it. Well, it's used and I got a great deal, the boy explains. I only paid $20 for it. Who would sell a car like that for $20? The lady up the street, the boy replies. She's new in town. I delivered a pizza to her and she asked me if I wanted to buy a Porsche for $20. His parents rush over to the neighbour's house, eager to get to the bottom of this. They find her calmly planting flowers in her front yard. I'm the father of the boy you just sold the Porsche to for $20, the dad says, demanding an explanation. Why would you sell it for so little? The woman, without looking up from her gardening, responds, this morning I got a call from my husband. I thought he might be on a business trip in Florida, but it turns out he ran off to Hawaii with his secretary and does not plan on coming back. But what does that have to do with selling our son a Porsche for $20? The mother asks, confused. The neighbour smiles, pauses for a moment and then says, well, my husband asked me to sell his new Porsche and send him the money. So I did.
Oh, don't piss off your wife.
Don't do that. Hell hath no fury.
All right. This one is from Harry Lee Scott on Insta. And this joke was told to him by his 96-year-old grand aunt.
Oh, I know it's going to be a spicy. You know when it's from a 96-year-old, they don't give a fuck.
One day, an old lady was walking in a part of town she knew she ought not have been. All of a sudden, she was pulled into an alleyway where a young thug started patting her down, saying, "All right, Granny, give me all your money and you won't get hurt." To this, the old lady replied, "Well, young man, I don't have any cash on me, but if you keep patting on me like that for 5 more minutes, I'm damn sure I'll write you check."
Hey, listen. I was speeding in my Bugatti Veyron earlier when a cop put his blue lights on and pulled me over. He came to the window and said, "Do you know why I've pulled you over?" I looked at my car, looked at the police officer, and then said, "Because I let you."
Oh, that is a classic. That's like a Mario Balotelli one, isn't it?
Yeah. Was it him that got caught with the cash? And they were like, "Why?" He goes,
5 bags or something.
"Because I'm Mario Balotelli."
No, he just went. They were like, "Why have you got 10 grand of cash on you?" He's like, "Because I'm rich, innit?"
That's mad.
What a guy.
That's mad.
What a guy. All right. This is from Deirdre on Facebook. "My dyslexic girlfriend just said, 'How do we know which of the other 49 states are real?' I said, 'What? They're all real.' She said, 'No, they're not. We only know for certain that one is real. No one's certain about the other ones. Just like the saying goes.' Now, very confused, I reply, 'What saying?' She looks at me like I'm an idiot and replies confidently, 'You know, only 2 things are certain in life: death and Texas.'"
Okay, cool. A guy walks into a doctor and the doctor says, "Hi, what can I do for you?" The guy says, "I don't know why, but I've been feeling like a cowboy recently." So the doctor says, "How long have you been feeling like that?" And the guy replied, "About a year."
That is so
About a year.
It's so bad. I like it. Who is that from? Did we get a shout out for that one?
No, I don't know who that's from. I don't know.
That is a shocker. That is, whoever said that, like, okay. Kudos. You know, that's like a film. That's a really bad film. Like, if a joke's really bad, then it's funny.
And that is disgustingly good.
It worked. Right. This is from Giorgio from Italy. Pierino is walking on the sidewalk, looking uncomfortable, with his legs a bit spread and kind of balancing left and right. That's kind of a weird opening. Okay, 2 very esteemed doctors are walking behind him, and they're talking to each other. Look at that kid walking weird. I think it's a rare case of genetic rickets. Nah, I think you're wrong. From my experience, I would say he's affected by a strong scoliosis.
Yeah.
Well, let's just ask the kid to figure out who's right and who's wrong. So the doctors approach the kid. "Hey, you." Bit rude. "Are you affected by rickets?" asked the first doctor. "No," answered the kid. "So you were wrong. It must have been scoliosis then," said the second doctor. "Nah, it's not that either," replied the kid. "Looks like we're both wrong," said the first doctor. Then goes the kid. "We were all wrong. I thought it was just a fart." Ah, dear, oh dear.
Oh, man. All right, anyway. I think we're done. Sorry, that's it, we're done. Oh, sorry.
Landed on mute note.
Yeah, that was
punishment.
Oh, man, they were good jokes today, bro. I can't lie.
There were a few crackers in there.
Thank you. Yeah, if you want to fire them over, do send them over.
And let us know your name so we can shout you out.
Yeah. There's a few ones that come in anonymous because they're either so horrible.
We understand on some of them. I fully understand why they're sent anonymously.
Yeah, so bad they got to make it to the show. And yeah, so keep finding them in jokes at howtokillanhour.com or just slide into our DMs like so many people are. Fire a joke at us and then let us know where. It'd be nice to know where you listen from and how you listen. So it'd be good to share that with us as well. You can let us know via socials or by emailing us, like I said. That's the end of today's show. I've had a great time in here today, Sean.
I've had a decent time.
It's
Love you, bro. This has been How to Kill an Hour.
Yeah, that's it. How to Kill an Hour on all socials. I'm going to go cry now. We'll be in your ear holes very, very soon.
Indeed. Peace out.